Hey ho, Merry November, right? It's me. It's Jake. Good to see you. If I can see you, if you believe I can see you, I believe you can see me. Um, well, great news. Had a terrific weekend in Phoenix at Stir Crazy. Thank you to everybody who came out and the Comedy Club Stir Crazy. It's a great place in Glendale, Arizona. If you ever want to go check it out, this weekend I'm going to be at a theater in Seattle on Friday the 4th. And then I'll be in Wenatchee, Washington on November 5th. These are in 2022. And then next weekend, I'll be at Richland, Washington, the Comedy Club in Richland, Washington. And that's the November 10, 11, 12. So there you go. Now you know those things that I'm just telling you before anyone else knows about them. Secrets that are between you and I that hopefully you will tell a lot of other people. This is the kind of secret that I hope that you will tell all of the people that you know. Um, and if you can't tell all of them, try and tell most of them. How about that? All right. Um, Flavia, greetings. Hello. Greetings, Rachel. Good to see you. Um, I just mentioned that the shows in Phoenix, Rachel, were awesome, really great. It's a small club, so the crowds were, you know, even the big crowds were small, which was nice. And it was a nice, intimate setting to get a groove going for the rest of the year, and I feel like I've got that. I feel strong about the show that I've got presenting to you this weekend, Seattle Friday and Wenatchee on Saturday, and next weekend in Richland, Washington. So all that good stuff. Andrew, greetings to you. Tuesday is upon us. It's completely smothering us, smothering me. Oh my God. I went to jujitsu yesterday and got smashed. Um, by some other guy. They get on top of you and they just smash you. That's how it works. Hello, Bob. You're officially retired and it scares you to death. Well, not to death. What are you going to do with the extra 80 to 100 hours a week? I don't know. Well, I've only got about a half hour on Tuesdays and Fridays that I can take care of for you, but do your best. Do your best. Take it easy. Enjoy yourself. Do all the things that you love to do. Rich to chooch. Happy pre-hump day. Well, it's hump day somewhere. I think that's right, isn't it? It's hump day. Somewhere it's hump day. Um, eh, you see what I'm going for, and maybe you can make it happen. It is Tuesday. It's time for the children's Bible. What I mean, is it time? I suppose it has to be time. I could wait for Ouija to get here. I have to say we're back. We're back here in the Jesus parts now, and and so a lot of these are parables, and the parables are. I'm not so crazy about some of the parables. They just don't. They don't hold logical water. Can you hold logical water? Uh, I don't know what that means. I do know what it means, but do you know what it means? That's what I meant. Um, okay, it is Hump Day in Asia, Rich. Good point. Um, Jesus and the Temple Traders. We all know this one, I think. Well, maybe we don't. Jesus went to the temple in Jerusalem. Its courtyards were a marketplace with people buying and selling, changing money, and haggling over the price of cattle. Wow, that's a tough one in the courtyard of the temple. In a fury, Jesus threw over the tables of money, the money changers, so that the coins pound on the ground, and drove out the traders with their oxen and sheep. Please, please, ladies and gentlemen, do not bring your oxen or sheep to my comedy shows. It's not the place for them, and it's also not the place for them in a temple. But uh, check out the balls on Jesus. Flipping the money changers tables over. Usually the money changers got some muscle to keep them security, but that's nothing to Jesus. The house of God is a house of prayer. He thundered, um, but you have turned it into a den of thieves. Um, yeah, boy. Here's some more advice. Do not try this at home. Once the temple had been cleaned, people came to Jesus to be healed. But when some of the chief priests and the teachers of the law saw the eager crowds surrounding him and they heard the children singing Hosanna of the Son of David, they were uneasy. Well, of course, nobody likes it when people resist change. That's what can we say? Um, do you know what these children are saying? They asked Jesus. Yes, Jesus replied. Have you never read the scriptures that say that in the innocent children who praise God, it's the innocent children who praise God most sweetly? Well, yeah, children making music, generally it's sweet. Not always good, but sweet. Then Jesus left for Bethany, where he stayed the night, returning the next day with his disciples to begin teaching in the temple. Many chief priests and teachers of the law were waiting for him. Who gave you permission to teach here? They demanded. They always want to see your papers. This is how it starts. They always want to see your papers. Okay, Jesus replied, I'll ask you a question. Which, please don't try this with the police either. If they want to see your license and registration and you're not showing them your license and registration, you're going to get the bucket. You're not going to put the lotion on you. Anyway, Jesus replied, I'll ask you one question. If you can answer it, then I'll tell you whose authority I'm here by. The question is this: was it God or was it men who gave John the right to baptize? Oh, the priests were puzzled. This is like on one of those. This is like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you get to hear them think out loud. But what do you mean, priests? You're puzzled. Could you do some thinking out loud? And then you put in some tick-tocky sound effect. Tick-tock, tick-tock. If we say God gave to him that right, he will ask, then why did you not believe him? And if we say it was men, then the people will turn against us and stone us, for they look on John the Baptist as a prophet. So they said to Jesus, we cannot tell. I don't know. And that's not going to get you the $1 million, BTW. And then Jesus said, then neither can I tell you by whose authority I'm here. Huh? Who Which droids are you looking for? We can't tell you. Well, then these are not the droids you're looking for. Just to Star Wars it up, just to try and get in that cliched little joke. Now, next week, we've got Judas plots to betray Jesus. That's a real, we know how that goes. And then preparing for Passover. And then, oh my goodness, there's some bad stuff coming up for Jesus. I don't know if we're going to have to go through all of that, but just that's where we're at. That's where we're at in the Bible. Of course, in the Bible, it's not over till it's over, and then it's only just beginning, because we're all going to heaven for eternity. You knew that, right? Spoiler alert. Oh, I was supposed to say spoiler alert. Sorry about that. We're all going to heaven for eternity. Don't worry about it. Flavia, you're not too crazy about the parables? No, I'm not either. Hello, Dave. Good to see you. You didn't get notified. Finally check refresh before, hey, a show I've been missing. Yes, Dave, here's my problem with the Zook of Mark is that he gets you to get on the Book of Faces, and then he gets you, me, to do a show. And then he gets you, people, to watch the show, and I in turn get you to subscribe or follow me, but then he doesn't notify you all the time. And do you know why? Do you know why the Zook of Mark does not notify you all the time when the thing that you said you wanted to be notified about is on? Well, I'll tell you why he doesn't do that. And it is because Mark Zuckerberg would like me to pay him to get you, people who've already subscribed to the show, to watch the show. So he doesn't notify you because he's trying to get me to pay you. So 3 o'clock, Tuesdays and Fridays on the Book of Faces. That's California time. That's when I'm trying to be here. And I'm sorry that he won't notify you, but I'm not going to pay him to notify you. I'm in the business of doing this thing, and all I would like is for him to tell the people who want to see the thing that the thing is happening, and he won't do that. He's let down his side of the bargain, but I'm going to turn the other cheek, and I'm going to turn both cheeks on him, and that means I'm going to moon him. But not today. That's I think that's metaphorical. I'm metaphorically mooning Mark, and wasn't that fun? Check out the fun meter, nailing it. um, okay, where are we? Andrew, Jake, there's no way around getting smashed on the road to being purple. Yeah, no, you believe in me. Well, I did get the purple belt. I don't know if you were here when I said that, Andrew, but I did make it. And now there's more smashing. It's all smashing. It's all smashing from here on out until you get the black belt. Then maybe you do some smashing. I'm not sure when I get to do my smashing. I do get to do a bit of smashing sometimes. Don't worry. Don't you worry about me. Um, yes, Flavia, you don't need his notifications because you know when the show is. That's my point. That's the workaround. That's the only workaround I could think of, was to be consistent. But I do have to say, it's a douche move on his part to try and get me to pay him to get people to watch the thing that I'm making on his thing for free. That's my beef. That's my beef. Um, oh, you meant brown. Oh, I see, Andrew. Yes, you're right. How many belts between purple and black, Bob? It's purple, brown, black. There's only 5 in jiu-jitsu, so it's white, blue, purple, where I'm at now, brown, and then black. And then within each one, there's degrees, but it's like they give you a stripe. So once you get 4 stripes on your blue belt, then the next promotion is to the purple belt. I hope that answers your question. But no more questions right now, because guess who's in town? It's Lady Jerry. Thanks for coming in.
Downtown Lady Jerry.
Why don't you sit there?
Downtown. So sweet. He gives me the
I've got the mic on, so that's going to be a bit
so
tricky.
But shout now because you're over there.
Well, it would help if you shouted.
Yeah, just shout in Jerry's direction, and you'll be able to hear me. And let's just do my hair on camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Do some makeup.
Is that what you've come in here for, the good lighting?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what happened. What I just did.
Where are you going?
Just looking in a proper mirror.
Oh yeah, proper mirror.
Yeah.
What's tricky this one because it reverses you, so it's not actually a mirror.
Fuck? Oh yes. And then that's how I look from behind. I've got some ombre, as my sister said, in my hairdo, which I know you all care deeply about. Does Lady Jerry have ombre going on? I didn't even know what it was.
What is it?
Well, it's that thing, now when people have their hair brown all the way down to here, and then they have blonde on the end, so you let your roots. You have difference in what your hair looks like, the roots and the long bit, and which people have.
Well, I would call that dunking.
Thanks, Flavia. My hair looks gorgeous. That's all I needed. I mean, it's a bit terrible that I come out here and I
would call what you just described as, what do you call it?
Ombre.
Ombre. I would call it. Did you dip your tips?
Did you dip your tips?
Everybody wants to dip their tip.
Oh well.
Do you know what I mean? You see what I did?
I totally see what you did.
I rendered you speechless there for a second. You were just like,
I
can't.
He totally turned it into a porno. I mean, not a terrible porno, just a
sort of a lighthearted
porno.
Lighthearted afternoon porno.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no naked bodies. I'm not taking my gear off. Sorry, that's just.
It's barely even porno language.
I mean, it's very sweet. Everyone's telling me my hair looks good. I mean, it's not about that. Well, I just came in and I was just a bit surprised by how it looked on the camera. But anyway, we're hearing about some Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Andrew went to Dallas for the weekend, and he took his brother to the Cowboys game because he's a big fan. He's flying back to Chicago tomorrow. That's what Andrew's doing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'm trying to fly us somewhere on the.
Flavia's saying men are always trying to turn everything into a porno.
I know. What is it with that? Though the other night I told a story that you used to have a joke in your act about porno and about a friend of ours catching her husband.
Oh God! Yes, it's from my act.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But what was funny was I was watching the show with 2 couple friends. One on this side of me, one on that side of me. Jake was performing over here. And at the end of the show, these 2 people on this side, A and B, they instantly jumped up as we was, jumped up after the show, clap, clap, clap. They were like, is that about us? And I was going, no, it's not about you. It's about, because it was about the people.
That's some good signaling.
About these 2 over here.
Yeah.
But I was like, shh. because it was their porn story, not their porno story. How's
Mm.
that? Was it good?
Yep. Really good.
Oh God.
How's the surf
I am
report for today?
so tired. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I surfed yesterday like a mofo champion yesterday. Sorry, am I shouting at your
You might be
microphone?
blowing the levels
Oh,
out.
sorry, everybody. I was so effing excited. So yesterday, I hadn't surfed in 9 days because I cut my fingers doing some excited gardening. I got the secateurs a bit close to this one, and I snipped into it. There was a lot of blood. Lord Jerry had just left to go to jiu-jitsu. I was like, oh fuck, I'm taking myself to the urgent care because there was a ton of blood. I was texting the doctor, could I come in and get some stitches with you? And then luckily, just as I'd gotten out the door, it sort of seemed to stop, and then I sutured it together. But I also got a cold, so I couldn't be in the water for
Not
9
with
days.
thread, with tape. You sutured it
Yes,
together.
yeah, I sutured it with the tape, and that managed to do it. And yeah.
I'm a super glue guy in that situation.
I was going to go
Just
super glue, but I
FYI.
was always nervous about the super glue. I mean, when you can really see in there, you don't want to super glue with his
That's when,
cut.
yes, you
No,
do.
I don't.
You just don't want to.
Anybody who's with me, and don't tell me if you're with
You
them, but if
apply
you're with
pressure
me,
to the wound and you stop the bleeding. Then you
yes,
get
I
a
do
nice
that.
dry edge. And you don't put the super glue all the way down, and you just put it on the top little lip, and then you pinch it together to hold it shut.
Okay, well, I went old school and I
Yeah.
did the sticky. Anyway, I also had a cold, so I couldn't go in the water. So yesterday when I went surfing, I thought I'm going to be a bit useless because I haven't been in for 9 days. But I've been on my new board.
And you love your new board, right? How do you love your new
Oh,
board?
I love it. I love it. I actually need to text the guy who sold it to me to say perfect amount of hard sell, i.e. he didn't hard sell me, but just...
What's going to happen to the old board now? Do you ever think you go back to the other board? The
No,
6 inches shorter board?
Longer, six inches longer. I've got 2 longer ones. I've got my quiver now. I've got 3. I did have more, but I've been selling them off. And then one I cleaned up and I put as decoration up in the front house. It looks quite good actually when I went back up there and saw it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to get something to hold it so it doesn't.
April, if she's on, your Ape Shapes board is decoration up the front house. Anyway, so yesterday it was... Surfline said it was going to be crap. And so all of us who were in the water, I go to this really lovely place where everyone's very friendly. It's not too crowded and it's very nice. And because surfing can be competitive and local and bullshit. I can't stand that. I always paddle away from the other surfers because I don't want people.
But you're a good surfer now. You're better than a lot of the people who are out there surfing, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, no. There were a couple of guys today. I was wanted to say guys, excuse me. I didn't. I was just like, go for it. I did want to say to them, guys, you'd catch a lot more waves if you weren't doing more chatting and you were actually looking at the waves coming at you. You'd better see when the good ones came.
Well, some people are out there to just be in the water with their friend. Yeah. So
anyway, yesterday was great and we thought it was going to be crap, but all of us kept on saying to each other, can you believe how good it is? So it was really lovely. They were sort of the right size. There were enough of them. There were corners. Some of them were closing out and it was great. And I surfed. I was so exhausted. I mean, I think by the time I was coming home in the car, it was 22:12 and I would have gotten the water sometime after 9. I was really tired. But this morning when I woke up early and saw it wasn't windy, I was like, well, I'm going again.
Are you going to go tomorrow? Will you go 3 days in a row?
Well, I think I will go tomorrow because Thursday there is so much wind that there are going to be 7-foot high waves basically from the wind swell. I mean, it's going to make the waves. There's just this huge, waves are made, the height by
That's
wind.
exciting.
Yeah.
So Rachel's asking about the college application process.
Oh yeah, loving it.
And so Fanula's applied to Fordham now, and we've got the other ones to go. I've got the FAFSA all filled out. I'm going to blast that out tonight after I confirm the list with our daughter. And we're getting ready for our trip to...
yeah, we're going to go have a look at Trinity.
Yeah, in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah. So I'm online trying to... It's so funny when you go on and look up on TripAdvisor, because I've heard that Ryanair, who I booked, will hop over the...
I tried to tell her.
I know, but Aer Lingus gets some terrible reviews as well. I mean, people are like, this is embarrassing that this is our national airline and, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
anyway,
they need to jump on American Airlines.
yeah. Anyway, yes, Flavia, it is a good kind of exhausted, but I am really tired. I think this afternoon I need to lie in bed and read a book about Ireland and how much it rains and drink lots of tea and eat, Flavia wants to know how it went. I didn't end up driving in New York City because what I did was, oh my God, that college tour, guys. So I had to change the itinerary and change the, I mean, it was just, this college was on the list, then that was coming off, then no, we shouldn't be flying out of New York because we're not going to see any schools in New York, and I can't get a one-way rental car, I have to take it back to Boston. I did some great driving in Boston. I felt like 007 of the college
Well,
tours, I have to say.
you do get some good roundabouts there, don't you?
In Boston,
Yeah.
I didn't do any roundabouts.
Oh, there's some
But
massive
I
roundabouts
did
out
this
around Boston.
hilarious thing where Fanula was meeting with a teacher at Emerson, and she texts me just as I'm in the rental car leaving the place, and it all worked out, and I had it on time, and I'm coming down the street, and there's the Boston Commons, and I'm going to be over at the hotel and pick up the bags and her, and we'll be on our way to Yukon. And she said, I've finished. And I said, okay, I'm coming right towards where you are. Get on the Boston, the Commons side, and I'll pick you up. And then she's like, what does the car look like?
Do you know that some people listen to this who we're trying to do a show that
That would appeal to everybody.
well, about something besides, like, I just can't imagine someone watching this afterwards and going, oh, what happened on the show today? Well, Belinda told this story about getting off the freeway and getting back on and then picking up her daughter. And can believe that she called her and then she picked her up right at the moment on the corner. It was unbelievable, that story.
Because what was funny, no, it was, you had to sort of be there maybe.
That's my point.
The timing. But what happened was Fanula was like, what car are you in? And of course I'm driving past her. I just have to tell this last bit because I thought it was quite funny.
I get it. You have to.
So
yeah, because I tried to stop you.
007. I'm not 007 with a special flicky, like ballpoint pen or whatever. I basically just had to wind down the window and sort of wave my fingers out the passenger window as I'm rolling because you can't stop. Anyway, she got in the car and it all worked out. I thought the thing. I mean, I just was lucky enough that thanks, Jen. Thanks, Jen likes my stupid stories.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, if you'd seen this, I mean, I have to say this college tour. No, I would.
You've already said it.
All
you
right.
did say it.
I know.
You did say it.
Well, look, here's the thing. I still have a bit
thanks for stopping by.
He's trying to say
you still
it really
have a bit
sincerely.
of what?
Well, the thing is, I do have a bit of brain fog from the chemo and the cancer, and so the college tour, because
it was a lot. It was a lot, wasn't it?
Oh, don't patronize me,
I'm not
patriarchy. Don't patronize me.
Oh man.
Anyway, okay, he's really. I know. I do have to smack him, Jen. You're right. I mean,
sit up. So you're sit up. Look how tiny you are.
Oh, well, I want to be tiny because you've diminished me. I'm diminutive because you've diminished me. But I'm not, ladies. Just so you know, I'm going to punch him when we get inside later. I'm going to really show him who's boss for telling me off about my. Anyway, if I told you the story of the college tour and the car,
I feel like you just did.
I'm not going to go there.
Oh, the long version. Man. We're not going to have a show this Friday because I'm going to be out of town and next Friday as well. But it'll have to be next. But maybe next Tuesday you can do the freaking the whole extended, all the pickups, all the drop-offs, all the text messages, arranging everything. If you could recreate the workflow.
It was more. Oh, I just can't even be bothered now to explain why. He just can't get enough of my college tour. Thanks, Bob. You are my friend.
Yeah. Well, they're great. You don't think I'm enjoying you? I am.
Oh my God. So I've got to.
Do you know what people love to watch?
A little
bit of a feud. People,
me yelling at
conflict is now it's engaging. See. All right. You want to tell another story
of the college tour? No, I sort of
but you I thought you just wanted to tell me some new thing
about
maybe about arranging this college trip that we've got coming up.
Well, thank God it's only one college, and I can blame you whenever anything goes wrong. I'll just be like, I didn't do that.
It's his fault.
I didn't do that.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to be drinking Guinness the whole time.
Yeah, that will be great. Black and tans.
What major is Fanula interested in is the question.
Yes.
This is a tricky one because
don't ask, Ed. Don't ask.
Started off psychology, but she's off that now because it's competitive and everybody wants to be a psychologist. And then it was maybe botany.
And we love the idea of botany, but botany's very heavy on the chemistry and biology. And
a little bit of the old science.
Yeah, science, can you believe, if you're going to study plants.
Amazing plants. Plants, medicine, plants, nutrition, all kind of plants.
Eating plants, smoking plants.
Curing cancer with plants. But now she's expressed an interest in archaeology, which we don't think is as good as, say it.
Oh, history and sociology.
Yeah, that's what
The
we're on.
the thing about
That's the major that we're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
go.
we're going to take we're going to the thing about archaeology. You do ancient history, then you're only going to study the Romans and the Greeks, and the reason for that is is to give her it's I don't even feel like I can tell the story now because I feel like the patriarchy is going to shut me down. So I'm stopping before I even
What
say,
story
look,
do you
I'm
want to tell? What
censoring
story do
myself.
you want to tell right now?
Well, just the thing of doing a generalist undergrad and then, then specializing. And if you do
Well, that
ancient history
applies.
and
That's
archaeology, then you're very specialized right from the get.
yeah.
So anyway,
So now let's.
yep. Now
Jen
let's
is
go
your
to it.
biggest fan, so
Mm,
let's get back to her right now. She's
mm.
feeling kind of like a bad parent. Her parents made her go to college, and she did what they said always. Emma, her daughter, doesn't want to go to college and can't be forced. So you're afraid she needs to go. What do you do? I don't think she does need to go. I think that depending on what she wants to do with her life, there's plenty of other kinds of further training or experience that she could get, and she could have an amazing life and make, in a lot of cases, even more money than a college graduate if she needs to do something. You got to figure out something. But
Mm.
if I had a kid who was saying, I don't want to go to college, I want to go into nursing, or I don't want to go to college, I want to become an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter, craftsman, I would say those are great choices. And let's get you signed up. Fanula was going to take a year off before she went to college and go to paramedic school. And I was like, I'm down. I'll do that with you. But that dream lasted less than a year.
Yeah, she doesn't want to take a gap year
Yeah.
now. She wants to get right on with it. Well, I love that you're saying that, Jen, that you wish you got an art history degree. I do think whatever, she's going to love whatever she studies and, she's going to make up her own mind. And I just think kids need guidance because I got very little help um, when I was 18 and trying to, work out what to do with my life.
Yeah. And Fanula's dream is she wants to go. So that's really one of the things.
Mm.
Jen saying her daughter's a computer whiz, and her plan is to make money now on the side, editing something in voiceover work, some kind of marketing. Yeah, Jen, I think that she may know better than us, but
You
I
can
think
also intern your way to a degree
yeah,
now.
those type of jobs. If she's got the skills, whatever kind of copy editing or video editing or whatever, and online marketing, influency, social stuff, that's a you don't need a degree for that. And once you do a great job on one person's thing, your word of mouth, she's going to be so busy, it's going to be unbelievable. That's what I
Jen
think.
is loving our advice. We should be college counselors, shouldn't we, Jen? We're so good. Here's the other thing is that when she interns, say she's doing some kind of stuff, with the computer or, some kind of marketing, she might go, oh, this class would be a good class to take and start that
Yeah.
way. And also we have I mean, I don't know what your community colleges are like near you. We have a pretty fantastic one near us, which would, I mean, that community
Yeah,
college kind of
community
changed my
college can be
life.
great, and it's inexpensive, and you can try out stuff, or you in part time while she's doing her other things, she can take a course or two to get a taste of a thing or two. Ed's recommending Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, famous for engineering, architecture, etc. Yeah, well, that's the different with the poli size. Your son went there in a political science degree. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think Fanula's going to go to a hard science school like that. She wants more of a liberal arts kind of place.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
she really loved Smith, which we weren't so sure about the night before, but then we found out that it's, unlike Wellesley, which is the women's college in Boston, where you have to be a biological lady, at Smith in Northampton, you can be a trans lady,
My kind of lady.
you can be a trans man,
Yeah.
and you can be a cisgendered woman. So, and those were some pretty happy people we saw coming out of the dorms, I have to say, on at that college. Suddenly having a complete energy
I get it.
lapse.
Well, we're almost
Yeah.
at the end of the show, but I just want to acknowledge Dave. Great to hear that you've been making money in IT versus going instead of going to college. That's a success story of somebody. Well, I know Dave, you and Jen are pals, but I think there's so many great examples like that. Degree is way less necessary to succeed. Andrew's saying, but
Yeah.
college is very valuable for life. I think that's our opinion too. Uh, because
Knowledge is pretty
because
cool.
because we've got a
Knowledge.
kid who is really interested in college. But if she was saying, look, I'm not interested in college, I would just say, look, you got to do something now to get yourself out in the world and connected to other people, whether it's get a job in a restaurant or wherever, start doing online marketing, do something.
And also, if she wasn't into college, we wouldn't be forcing her to spend our savings on an education she didn't want. So
wow, I love your friend Bob. Bob's friend quit 6 weeks before graduating college and became a cowboy.
Oh, that's a bit like you.
That's a bit like I didn't quit. I wasn't quite 6 weeks away, but I was less than a year away.
You
all
were
right.
close, and yeah, you quit to become a. Was it a cowboy or no?
Yeah. I quit to become a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
But cowboy, coincidentally, cowboy and astronaut were my two backups. It's time for Seize the Day.
Let's seize it.
Are you ready to seize the day?
Yeah,
I picked this one out.
Horizontal.
I picked this one out myself.
Yes. Lovely. Okay.
Before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to read it to you. Today's Seize the Day is from Unknown. So that's a big load off. Like you don't have to remember later when you're telling the story of how great your experience on this show was. Yes. I know you didn't have to, but you did commute out here. You walked out here. But it was amazing. I didn't know you were going to be on the show. I didn't even think to ask because I thought she's very busy today. And then you just walked in. Are you enjoying this story that I'm telling? Because it's similar to me.
It's not as good as my story
no, you're right.
The rental car in Boston.
I should have texted.
Right, Jen?
I should have texted
Flavia,
you. I'm doing the show right now. You can come out and be on
Andrew, come on, you guys. Like, weren't my little twinkle fingers out the window, my 007 moment, and
No, we're not quite finished yet. Andrew says now that Bob's retired, he can enjoy his pal and join his pal and become a cowboy. I like to think that that's a good retirement plan. Maybe we should become cowboys.
Oh, well, I love horses. I mean, and I've never ridden on a Western saddle, but
so cowboy, that's on.
Yeah, cowboy. Yes, and we could move to Colorado or Wyoming or where can we be cowboys though with ocean?
It's tricky to be a cowboy with an ocean.
Oregon.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaiian cowboy.
But I don't want to be a tropical cowboy because then your horses have ticks all over them. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
You don't want to be a what cowboy?
A tropical. I don't want to be a cowboy in a tropical place where your horses can have ticks on them.
I think your horses get ticks no matter where you are. They get ticks.
Oh, where there are ticks. We don't have ticks in New Zealand.
You have to go where the ticks are.
Silly me. I forgot.
All right.
Yeah, you've got ticks.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah. Hello.
Seize the day.
I'm here. Seize it.
Unknown. I believe you should live each day of your life as if it's your last, which is why I don't have any clean laundry. Because come on, who wants to wash clothes on the last day of their life? Huh? See, it's a joke. God. You were gonna get so mad because it was live every day as if it's the last day of your life.
You'd be exhausted.
And you were like, that's so trite and terrible. You'd be exhausted.
No. If I was living every day as if it were my last, I would be. I mean, I'm already wiped out. I feel like a little kid who's been running around the playground, pretending I'm a dragon. I mean, I am quite pooped.
I think you've been living these days as though you're doing all the things you love.
Yeah, that's true. I am doing.
So you really that's like your.
Oh, and I went over and saw my girlfriend Olive today. Olive is a little. She's a.
Well, Olive's been on the show.
Oh yes, you guys know Olive. Well, I went and took her for a walk because she was on her own today, so we had a little hang, me and Olive. I was going to bring her back, but sometimes that can make her worried because she's like, "Am I at your house?"
Oh, she doesn't want to leave because then she's worried if I leave, they might come back. Yeah. Or she doesn't mind leaving, but she doesn't want to be here.
She does really like me though.
Yeah. Everybody does, Jerry. I like you.
Oh my God, that sounded so pathetic. Oh, Olive the dog, she really likes me.
My wife, at least she's got one tiny dog that likes her. And Jen.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for liking me, because as you can see, I think I'm in a being liked deficit, and I'm exhausted.
I like you. Hang on just a second.
I'm here. I'm not moving. I'm just sitting up in the chair so I don't look like the little one. You're just on.
Yeah, you got to get up the same distance. It's how far you are from the camera.
Of course, yes. You've got to be in the foreground, not the background.
Right. See, this is me upstaging.
You're upstaging me, and I'm downstaging you. Now I'm going to upstage you and put my glasses in the frame.
Isn't that nice? Finally, the show's interesting.
Yeah, those two. Wow, their understanding of physics is unbelievable, right?
Yeah. So happy.
Yes.
Okay.
What a pair.
Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Don't forget to be nice to a jerk. And don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. But before we go, what?
Well, yeah, I'll be nice to a jerk. Have I been nice to a jerk already today? I'm trying to think. Mm,
Mm,
no, I don't think
mm.
so. Oh, I was. Well, I'm nice to a jerk every time I don't say something that I sort of feel like
That's
blurting out, and I
exactly
don't
right.
blurt it out,
Every
right?
time you don't blurt it out.
Yeah, but it's sort of almost more fun to have
Now
it,
that you think of it, you're being nice to jerks all day long.
But imagine if we did just say every thought that we had that went through our minds. That
That's a
would be
great
pretty
premise for
terrible.
next Tuesday's show.
Mm. Oh, I did have a funny moment at a stop sign today with the guy. We got to the stop sign at
All right.
exactly the same time.
Yeah, we don't
I
have to
was I
finish.
was kind of nice to him,
You were?
but I did let
What
him
did
know
you
I
do?
thought he was a bit of a jerk. Well, I actually got there a little bit before he did, so I thought, well, I'm going to go, and then he started to go, and then I stopped because I thought, is he going? But I knew really it was my right of way, and then he sort of went like that at me, and I was like, what, you know? And then he let me go, and then I did wave at him and smile. So hopefully he realized I was being nice to a jerk. He has to know that he's a jerk. Maybe he doesn't.
Well, a
I
lot of jerks don't even know they're jerks. I mean, if you're looking for jerks who know they're jerks, those are hard to find.
Yeah.
Um,
Hello, Jerks Anonymous. We need a Jerks Anonymous, right?
well, right. But who's going to stand up and go, hi, I'm Jake. I'm a jerk. Hi, Jake. That's not going to happen.
Oh, that's a 12-step meeting. Do I want to be at that? Yes, I do. All
Um,
right. Julie, hello. How are you?
okay.
Okay.
Love to love you guys.
Yes.
Wasn't that nice? All right. Peace out.
I don't know if you can see, but I'm doing heart at you.
Yeah,
Heart,
we'll
yeah.
be. I'll see you next Tuesday. That's the 8th.
Oh, right. We're in
All right.
November. Oh, pensioner punch for the first of the month, no returns.
Oh, fuck, that hurt. All right.
It did
Bye.
not.